Hello and welcome to yet another video here on the YouTube channel SCF Wargaming Studio. My name is Andreas Norwegian Viking and this is the latest news in the Middle-Earth universe for, of course, Middle-Earth SBG. So it's been a while since I made a news video regarding Middle-Earth. It's been quiet from the bunch. Not a lot of releases. Not a lot of info, and of course what you can possibly deduce from that is that there's silence before the storm. So this video is all about what we know, what we can speculate about, and some interesting tidbits I've spoken of on the forums and elsewhere as well in other videos. So first of all, what great news do we know? Well, there is a new book coming out this year. That is a definite. There has been promotional photos about this at various events, both at Nova and at Ardicon. And in addition to that, there's been talk about this for a while now. This book was originally, if my sources are to be believed, slated for release last year, at the very tail end of last year, but was delayed, and many reasons this might be, but that is the case. So what do we know about this book? Well, there's been a lot of work done on the Lord of the Rings range. In conjunction with this, there's been beta testing for pure army rules for the entirety of the Lord of the Rings range, in addition to the non-Lord of the Rings factions from the first Hobbit movie. You also have talk about the supplement being Osgiliath and Pelennor Fields. So this is the promotional material they've used there's basically been a photo, Pelennor and Osgiliath, Battle for Pelennor Fields and Osgiliath, summer 2018 has been the latest things. So this might just be a supplement with scenarios and rules for some models, but that's not what I think this is. I think this is definitely a new core rulebook for the game, and we've seen a lot of interesting facts about this. We've flat out been told some of the changes they intend to make to the game, like for instance that some of the special strikes will be redone. I've heard that Piercing Strike will go down to only giving +1 strength instead of D3, but the drawback is still D3 minus in defense. So this way, Piercing Strikes will not be that overpowered that you want everything to have an axe. In addition to this, I do think that one of the changes might be to feint, that you cannot feint unless you have equal to or higher fight value than the target you're feinting against. There might be changes to stun, whirl, something like that. I don't think whirl really needs a change, but people rarely use whirl nowadays anyway. So yeah, that's my thoughts about that. We've also heard that the Hurl brutal power attack will be changed to be in line more like a Sorcerer's Blast, where only the intended target takes damage in addition to damage from the models it passed through. No damage other than going prone will be done to models in the line between. So some changes will be expected for the brutal power attacks as well. In addition to this, of course, with the release of There and Back Again, every single profile in that book has a specific hand weapon or hand weapons in their profile. They also state what kind of two-handed weapons there are available to those troops, and I think we will see the same thing made for the Lord of the Rings range. So every single model in the Lord of the Rings range will be done to kind of lock what weapons are available to them. But what we'll also heard, straight from the horse's mouth, that is, at Ardacon, is that you might have the possibility to purchase for points other weaponry not normally available to your warband. So for instance, if I have a Warrior of Minas Tirith, they have swords. All the models in the range have swords. I want a model with a hammer, so I will then pay a point or two, maybe 5 points for a hero, to upgrade my core weaponry to a hammer. So but I don't think you will be able to change from a one-handed to two-handed weapon. I don't think that is something they would like to do, but I do think this is something you could do, because of course people have converted a bunch, and what has been said is that they don't want to invalidate any conversions done. Alright, so that is also one cool thing about that. Now for timeline, we know summer 2018. That is the only thing we've heard, but summer is of course not a set date. It's more of a social construct. Summer in Norway is short. Summer in elsewhere might be the whole year. Summer in Norway is usually 2 weeks, around June, July. But yeah, it's more of a social construct. Oh, sorry, more of a social construct. So yeah, I think we have a better grasp of the timeline if we take some new information to hand. So James from Brushstroke recently won his with his fantastic Umbar display, so Pirates of Umbar, and the Army is on Parade, and this was also reached out to him by someone at the Warhammer World to have it displayed in a display cabinet there for a couple of months. So fantastic, well done, promoting the hobby, and just, yeah, getting it out there in a wonderful display at that, so well deserved. But interestingly, Adam Troke on the Great British Hobby League Facebook group instantly took to voice when he saw that post and said, we should have this in the photo room. Alright, so for those that don't know, the photo room in the Warhammer World HQ is the room where they take photos of models for publications such as White Dwarf and rulebooks and the website and the like. So of course it might be possible that they're taking photos for this for a web article or for White Dwarf or something. But the timing of this is quite interesting, because the timeline for taking photos is quite, in my experience of what I heard, is quite demanding. So what they do is that they take they have a set date of slots available for things, and then they take photos. So what I think they are now doing is that they are taking photos for the upcoming supplement or supplements. So and they want that model or that display in that book. So, so yeah, it's pretty cool, which means that the book is finished, more or less. Because if you watched, well, if you know a bit about publishing, you know that photos are put into books at the very tail end of development. So obviously the core texts are done, the layout is very well done. So they will have now, for instance, a page looking like this. So if this is a page, I don't know how good you're seeing this. If this is a page, then you have a header line, and then you have text, a box of text, and then you have a photo with the X in, and then you have some more text, a photo, and this. So all the text is done, but these two are blank on the page, just a clear space, and they need to take the photos to fit into these two boxes. So that's what I think they're doing now. Time for printing is between 2 and 3 months, and distribution at another 2 weeks, and photos should be done by the end of this week. So yeah, book is imminent in my opinion. So this is of course my speculation, me gathering all the tidbits of information out there, so do take all of this with a grain of salt, as I'm only I don't have inside information. I just collate whatever information I get around there, so do take that with a grain of salt. So other interesting facts about this is from the Warhammer TV segment with Alan Troke inside the studio. He said that they recently researched Mine Hero for use in the use in something, a minor Middle-Earth hero. And I recently flicked through the From Script to Screen book, and inside there you have a picture of Andreas with a box of text. So he's never been made a model. He is a minor Middle-Earth hero. I do not think they need to research Baragond anymore, because he's a known hero from this day and age. But Andreas hasn't been mentioned that much earlier, so I do think maybe we'll get a Andreas model and profile going down the line. So loads of cool things to think about, and I do have a couple of other speculations regarding this. Somebody just came in. So you can of course expect that there will be a core rulebook released, but I don't know if that core rulebook will have all the Lord of the Rings profiles in it, or if it will have that as a separate book. So if my speculation is correct, there will be 3 books. So the first book will be the core rulebook, containing all the core rules for the game, in addition to scenarios from the Pelennor Fields and Osgiliath. So that's the core rulebook done with all the core rules and new scenarios, like they have done in previous incarnations of rulebooks, having scenarios from a certain timeline. Then we will have a big book of profiles for the Lord of the Rings era, maybe some cool scenarios in there as well, but you'll have all the different armies with new profiles for some of the factions. Some of the profiles will be redone, rebalanced. Ringwraith Felbeasts are being talked about rebalancing. Loads of cool changes to the game there. And lastly, I think we will have, because of then a new rulebook coming out and the Unexpected Journey book will be invalidated, I think we'll be getting, maybe not at the same time, but later on this year, a supplement called Unexpected Journey, where they then will remove the free PDF available on the Warhammer community page, and including all the profiles and all the scenarios from the first Hobbit movie in a supplement. So I think that is all the tidbits I have sourced so far. Please comment below if there's something I've forgotten. As always, this is my pure speculation taken from certain facts available and reading between the lines here and there. So again, I do want to reiterate that you'll take this with a grain of salt, but my predictions in the past have been fairly spot on. So yeah, we'll see what happens in summer and see how correct I was by then. But as always guys, thank you for watching. Please remember to comment, like, share and subscribe. Consider supporting SCF on Patreon using the link in the description below, and check out our GoFundMe to fund a new camera as our last one was stolen. And as ever, support your hobby.